Hi, my name's Monty,
I'm Tonito.
and today we are going to talk about one of the main questions that we get asked. Well, I get asked, Tonito gets asked, I get asked by people that know me a lot when they first see us together, and that is why Tonito is in a wheelchair. So that's what we're going to discuss today. So I'll hand it over to you.
Me. Sure, you really want to tell him how I ended up in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what people want to know. People are always asking, either in person, in lives when we're live, in messages and chats, in the comments.
Well, the truth is, sure, you want me to tell him?
Yeah, they want to know.
The truth is, one day she come home and catch me with a girl beat me and throw me through the window. Tell him. You know what me to tell him?
No, he's telling the truth.
Oh, the reason why I ended up in a wheelchair is I had a simple accident fall in my flat. Not this one, the one I used to live in before. I fell and fractured my hips. Reason being, at the time I had kidney failure and I was doing dialysis. And once you have kidney failure and you're doing dialysis, you have parathyroid problems. And you take medication for it, but in my case the medication wasn't working. So I had to get them removed. I scheduled to get them removed, but when I was supposed to admit it to hospital, they called me the day before and tell me it was postponed and they never did. So the parathyroids get overactive and my bones get brittle and so soft that I had a simple fall and I fractured both hips. And that's how I end up in a wheelchair. I was joking about when she threw me through the window. You know?
Okay, so
Yeah. So for those who are asking, that is the reason.
Okay, so how long have you been in the wheelchair?
I've been in a wheelchair since 2013.
And that's when you had your fall?
Yeah, 2013, yeah.
Okay.
2013, yeah. 2013.
Okay, so?
I fall October 2013. And I was in hospital for 6 months.
Okay, so guys, he had his fall before we met. A lot of people say things like, you get lots of comments, people like say to me, oh, you're a good woman to stay with somebody after they're in a wheelchair. I met him in a wheelchair. So people always asking me questions about staying with him, but as I said, I met him while he was in the wheelchair. And also people always asking me why he's in a wheelchair, and as I said, we've discussed why he's in a wheelchair, how he's in a wheelchair, and yes, I met him in the wheelchair. Also, people always assume it's a car accident for some reason. So we're just clarifying why Tinito is in a wheelchair. It's, as he explained, it's a lot more complicated than just he had a fall. There was a reason why it was more can't think of the word now, but at the end of the day, there was reasons why it was so damaging to his body. And obviously I wasn't with him at the time, and I only know from what he's told me, but he has told you the story of why he's in a wheelchair. People do always ask me and ask questions, but we do have they do have asked a lot of other questions about intimacy and stuff like that, but we will cover that in a different video. So yeah, it's to do with the fact that he was kidney patient.
Yeah, I was, like I said, doing dialysis, had kidney failure, had overactive parathyroid, so I was taking medication, but the medication wasn't working, and all that the next thing was to remove them. And I had, as I said, I had a date to remove them. The day before I was to go to hospital to cancel it, and they never did follow up on it. And then, well, I follow up on it, and they never give this. The nurse was telling me I wasn't taking my medication, and I was telling them yes, I'm taking my medication. And I had a doctor which was just, to me, sorry to say, but useless. And, you know, it just started getting worse and worse until one day it got so worse that, and the thing with it, the parathyroid is overactive, it make your bones so brittle, so it's like an old person. It's any little touch, your bone will break. So a simple fall that if I had this surgery, it's simple fall like that I would have been in a wheelchair. But yeah, that's what happened. But they're out because after I fell and I had to go to hospital to deal with my hips and stuff like that, they removed them. And after they removed them, they don't completely remove all of them because they need them, so they remove some. So after that, everything and my bones started to get back strong. Yeah. And for those probably might ask, yes, we tried hip replacement at the time, but it wasn't working because the bones were too soft. And eventually, they decided that they're gonna leave the bones so they'll get strong, and probably look into it later on. But then they never did look into it. They never pushed for it because at the time I did so much surgery that my body was just completely tired of just leave it. And the next time we discussed it, they asked if I was in pain. I told them no, I'm not in pain. I'm comfortable. I don't think I wanted to go do any surgery because it was just too much for my body at the time. So just leave it at that. I'm happy. I'm not in any pain. I'm living life like normal. The question I always ask: everything works except I don't walk, but everything else works. Except I can't walk. That's the only thing. Everything else works. I always got to ask if everything works. Everything works. Everything work?
Everything works.
Okay. So, yeah. So all those who were wondering, that's the reason why I end up in a wheelchair.
Yeah, it wasn't a car accident.
It wasn't a car accident, it wasn't a bike accident.
90%
I know she didn't
of
jump out the
people-
window.
90% of people always assume that you're in a wheelchair, you had a car accident.
No, it wasn't a car accident.
So that's that question answered, and we will be doing more videos on other aspects of our lives, answering other questions that have been asked a lot, and giving you more insight into, yeah, our lives. So from me
and me, don't forget to
like
subscribe
and comment.
and share. You want to know any more about us? Leave questions and comment the question in the comment section, and we'll give you more.
Okay guys, we're out.
Until next time.
Bye.